What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well today. And to all my new supporters joining us for the first time, welcome to the family. I hope you all enjoyed this video today just as much as myself. Before we jump right into it, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and turn all post notifications on. Let's jump right into it. I ain't wasting no more time. Today, I will be checking out 10 of the darkest secrets about Great Britain. Now, please feel free to let me know down below in the comment section if you yourself, as a fellow Brit, were you aware of these 10 darkest secrets about your country? Because this will be my first day hearing about these secrets, man. So let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Number 10, the burning of Washington.
Oh, no. We not doing this. We not starting this right now. I know you guys probably think I'm the gullible American. Not anymore. Not anymore. No, don't do that to me. I heard the same thing about Canada burning down the White House, and that was a rumor. That was a lie that had spread it across the whole world. You ain't fooling me. I don't know how much I could believe this one. Ain't nobody burned down the White House in Washington, D.C. No. You must think I'm really gullible or something. You thought you had me, Mojo. You thought you had me.
During the War of 1812 between the US and the UK, the Brits decided to go a little OTT. After winning a battle in 1814, the British troops flooded into Washington, D.C. and set fire to a load of beloved buildings, which included the US Capitol building, the Department of War building, and the structure that held Congress, the US Library of Congress, and the Supreme Court. Finally, they thought, what better to strike fear into the US than setting the literal White House ablaze?
Hold on, we gonna settle this right now. I heard the same thing about Canada. Stop it. Did Britain burn down the White House? Let's go ahead and end these rumors right. Wait a minute. On August 24th, 1814, during the War of 1812 between the United States and England, British troops enter Washington, D.C. and burn the White House in retaliation for Americans' attack on the city of York in Ontario, Canada in June 1813? This has to be a lie. This has to be a lie. This has to be a lie. My whole life is a lie at this point, huh? My country been sweeping some things under the rug. This has to be a lie. When the British arrived at the White House, they found that President James Madison and his First Lady Dolly had already fled to safety in Maryland. What? Soldiers reportedly sat down to eat a meal made of leftover food from the White House. How disrespectful. How disrespectful. Using the White House dishes and silver before ransacking the presidential mansion and setting it ablaze. They had dinner, used your plates and utensils before burning it down. I would ask for clarification in the comments about this event that happened in 1812, but I feel like you guys are going to say, see, you just stupid, man. You just a clown. You just got your clarification. You just looked it up and you still not believing it. Because it was said that Canada was the ones that did that before, but that was obviously a lie because I looked it up and people told me in the comments it wasn't true. I need y'all to clarify this for me. Please clarify this for me in the comments. We can't start number one off like this. No. We know who.
Of days after ransacking Washington, the fire was eventually quelled when a massive storm descended with torrential rain, saving numerous buildings. Pretty lucky. Number 9, testing Siren. After World War II, the UK decided they wanted to test our nerve agents, but they needed human volunteers, and not many were going to sign up for that. So they told people it was a test to cure the common cold. Soon, many members of the military signed up at the Porton Down facility. One volunteer was 20-year-old Richard Madison. On his arm, he received a few drops of sarin, and not long after, he perished. An inquest in 1953 said it was a misadventure. Officials then threatened Madison's father with the Official Secrets Act if he told anyone. A new inquest happened in 2004 that found Madison's slaying was unlawful. It's a shame it took so long to get the correct answer. Number 8, the Irish Potato
That's
Famine and
crazy.
Charles Trevelyan. If you were going to learn about any of these grim events at school, typically it would be this one that would be mentioned. But what they don't say is, even though they didn't cause it, how much the UK played in the destruction of over 1 million lives and causing 2 million to leave Ireland.
Oh.
This was all achieved by appointing Charles Trevelyan, a man who hated Ireland, to administer relief to the country in 1845. He believed God was teaching the Irish a lesson with the famine. Trevelyan did everything he could to delay the release of goods and money. Trevelyan was knighted for his services. Number 7, the Pet Massacre. With a title like that, yikes! In 1939, the government put together a team to provide information for people on what to do with their pets if/when the Second World War broke out. The biggest issue was rationing. Either pet owners would split theirs with the animals or let the pets starve. So the government released a pamphlet with advice saying that owners should move their pets to the countryside. If that's not doable, then it's kinda to have them destroyed, with an advert for a bolt pistol also included in the literature.
Whoa. I mean, at the same time, if it's war and we are fighting rationing as well, or dealing with rationing as well, the pet gotta go, man. Yeah, the pet gotta go. We got too many mouths and stomachs to fill up and feed. We can't do it. The pet's gotta go. The pet's got to go. Or else, are we eating the pets? Not the pets gotta go, man. No. We not sharing with no pets. I understand their family. You love them. They're loyal. But that is kind of cruel at the same time. I do have a pet myself. That is kind of cruel. But we got to fend for ourselves as human beings, man. We have to survive. The dog will be fine. The cat, the snake, the horse, the sheep, they'll be fine. Send them away. Take their lives is kind of crazy, though. Try to send them away.
When the war kicked
feeding
off,
them.
people panicked and went to the vets to have their animals put down. Estimates claim that 750,000 pets were slain during the event.
No.
Number 6, the
that's
Amritsar
crazy.
Massacre.
That's so unfair.
A group of people defied the British and protested in the Jallianwala Bagh Garden in Punjab, India. They were dismayed by British colonialism in India. In response, Brigadier Reginald Dyer ordered his soldiers to block in the protesters. He then told his soldiers to fire upon them until they ran out of ammunition. Estimates put the number of those slain as high as 1,500. Dyer was portrayed as a hero, and £26,000 was raised as a thank you. The lack of accountability over the horrific event angered the Indian population even more so. As such, it's seen as a major catalyst for the eventual end of British rule in the country. Number 5, Second Boer War concentration camps. Before World War II, the Brits helped to popularise concentration camps.
Lying. You gotta be lying. This is for what? All my British people, y'all better defend your country right now in the comments. I already know you are.
In the Second Boer War in 1899, the British Army rounded up a sixth of the Boer population in South Africa. Many of them were women and children. They targeted anyone that helped the guerrilla fighters. The captives were placed in these camps with horrid conditions, with only tents for protection from the elements, lack of food, and next to no hygiene measures. This caused disease and malnutrition to run rampant. Altogether, around 107,000 Boer people were sent to the camp, with 27,927 of them perishing. The number of black Africans that were slain in the camps is unknown. Number 4, Famine.
Yo. Why do we only hear about the Holocaust when the Jews had to go to the concentration camp? Why we ain't learn about this right here? You see, and then hearing about these type of things, these secrets, these so-called secrets, they gotta be secrets. Why the rest of the world know about this? Or is it just hidden from America? I must have been living under a rock. Like, I'm so glad I started these YouTube channels and was able to build an amazing community to recommend these videos, man. Because you guys obviously wanted me to know about this. Concentration camps from the British people? What? I'm gonna have to educate myself on that before I say anymore. I gotta educate myself. I don't want to be on this channel sounding foolish. I mean, in this video sounding foolish, should I say? Oh, man.
Famines in India. If one atrocity in India isn't enough, the UK has also stood by as multiple famines ravaged India. While the Brits didn't cause the famines, much like they did in Ireland, they did very little to help struggling citizens. There are estimates that between 12 to 29 million Indians perished due to the various famines. In 1943 alone, with the globe gripped by World War II, then Prime Minister Winston Churchill diverted much-needed supplies from Bengal to British soldiers. The fatalities for this act was up to 4 million Bengal people. Churchill showed no remorse by stating at the time his hatred of India and blaming the famine on the people. Number 3, Partition of India. In 1947, with the end of British rule in India, new country lines needed to be made to create Pakistan and India. So Cyril Radcliffe was given the role of partitioning the country. A chap who had never been further east than Paris. Good start there. Radcliffe was given just 5 weeks to divide the subcontinent into 2 countries. After making his decision, he took all his papers and burnt them, leaving us with no reason for why he chose the line where he did. In the end, millions of Muslims were now in India, while Sheikhs and Hindus were in Pakistan. An estimated 40 million people were left to flee across the fresh borders. This caused a huge amount of injuries and fatalities. Number 2, the Mau Mau Uprising.
Oh, man.
From 1952 to 1960, the uprising took place in Kenya. There, the Kenya Land and Freedom Army rebelled against British rule. With the atrocities from World War II being public knowledge, you might think the UK would avoid using concentration camps. But no. Thousands of people were imprisoned in grim conditions, where torture was regularly inflicted. Some estimates have stated that as many as 100,000 people may have perished in the camps. In 2013, the UK government reached a compensation deal with the victims. The 5,228 people that were still alive at the time were awarded £19.9 million. That works out to about £3,800 each. A memorial...
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, wow. That's not enough, man. That's not enough, man. It's so hard to believe that Britain did these things when they were the ones who abolished slavery. It's not y'all fault, the people of Britain. It's your leader around that time. The leader around that time was cruel, man. I understand that. And he did some cruel things. This is shocking. I'm lost for words.
Paid for by the UK was also constructed in Nairobi. Number 1, the slave trade. The first British ship to transport slaves happened in 1562. Fast forward to 1833, the Slavery Abolition Act was passed. Finally, people were free. However, the now former slave owners had a tantrum and demanded
Yeah, they had a tantrum. They was having throwing people off board and all that. Taking their lives, every chance they got before the British people came on them boats to take them. And just let me end your life real quick. What?
Compensation for the enforced changes. So instead of focusing on helping the released captives, the UK enacted the Slave Compensation Act in 1837, and it is as gross as it sounds. They used 40% of its national budget and provided that cash as compensation to over 40,000 awards. At the time, that was around £20 million altogether. Today, that's nearly worth £2.4 billion. The government had to borrow this money, and that wasn't paid off until 182 years later, in 2015. Those freed from slavery, on the other hand, got nothing.
Do you agree with our picks?
Yeah, you guys did make me aware of that. I seen a few comments a few months ago saying, we paid off our debt. We just paid off our debt in 2015. I am aware of that. This was shocking. I'm lost for words. I'm not going to lie. I'm lost for words. I'm not going to go on a rant and be like, oh, I don't like Britain. They did this and that, because I need to educate myself. And my country obviously did some foul things as well. Back then in our history, I'm aware of that. Every country did. And sometimes it takes cruel things to make a better change, should I say, for certain things, not for everything that happened in this video. No. I don't agree with everything that happened in this video, but I'm not going to sit here and be the typical American like, I'm not doing all that. I'm just going to educate myself on these things that took place down the line in history. And it's sad, man. But yet again, you guys had a different leader around that time, man. He has some different things on his mind, should I say. If you guys enjoyed this 10 Darkest Secrets About Britain video just as much as myself, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and turn all post notifications on. Feel free to share this video and this channel to your friends and family members as well. Whoever you feel may be interested in joining us along on a daily basis to check out some of these amazing videos. And feel free to spam my comment section and suggestion link in my description down below if you would like to have the chance to recommend some of these phenomenal, educational, shocking videos for me myself to check out. And once again, everybody, feel free to let me know in the comments down below how you felt about these 10 shocking things about Britain and what's on your mind now. Were these things that you were educated on before, and did they actually teach you about these things in school, or did your education system kind of sweep these things under the rug as well and hide it from everybody, because these were things that took place way back then? I'll catch you all in the next reaction video, and stay safe.